Hey there, welcome to the Powerful Marketing Tips Podcast. We created this podcast for you, overwhelmed business owners who want to build, run, and organize their marketing for good. And here are your hosts, Mari-Liis and Laura.
Hi, it's Mari-Liis here. So when it comes to marketing, we all know that we should tell more stories and share more content. But it can be difficult to come up with some ideas. Of course, occasionally you may get a good idea, from here and there, but the challenge is to keep it up on a regular basis, really. I hear a lot, business owners are saying that they're struggling with content creation because, first, they think that they are not great at content creation, or they even tell that they are not creative in general. They also think that it is very time-consuming and it takes, let's say, hours every week or worse, every day, right? Also, they don't think that they have enough materials already. And they think that they first need to invest into visual content, like photos or videos, right? And of course, there are probably many other reasons, but it all really comes down to not having enough clarity around content creation, because you first need to understand who do you want to reach with your content, right? Or what kind of content it should be. How often should we share something, or how to repurpose existing content so that this content creation wouldn't become too overwhelming to you. So for that, I would say there's only one solution, and you need to get organized. Because whatever you do or whatever you choose to do, you need to have a plan for that. You should think what would be cost and time effective as well as sustainable, because you don't need to post on every social media channel every day, right? In fact, you may even get, let's say, punished if you do that by social media channels, because they don't want you to be too spammy. So I would say that slow and steady wins the race. So it is better to do less, but to stay consistent compared to, let's say, going crazy for a few weeks and then stopping altogether for a couple of months. And this happens quite often, I've seen. So that's why I'd like to share with you 7 tips to make content creation easier for you. So the first one is to make a content plan every month. Take, let's say, 2 or 3 hours monthly to plan out your content. Even this simple spreadsheet can be very beneficial here. You just write down on which channel, when, and what you will be posting. If you know, for example, that you want to post twice a week on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, then add those actual dates into your plan with the post texts and, of course, visuals already. So this way you wouldn't be tempted to procrastinate, right? So if it's in your calendar, then it is more likely to become a reality. The second tip is to plan your content from, let's say, bigger pieces into smaller pieces. So is there a focus topic maybe for the upcoming month? For example, it might be a certain holiday is approaching, or there are seasonal products that should get more attention. So create this one big piece of content around that topic. For example, you can create a blog post with 5 key ideas or products, right? Or even better, a video or a podcast episode explaining that topic. That one big piece of content should be placed on your website, of course, because you want people to go there, right? And from that big piece of content, you can create those smaller pieces of content for various social media channels already. And all of those little posts will be linking back to your bigger content on your website again. So, for example, if you created this blog post with 5 reasons to do something, then you already have 5 posts for social media. Just highlight one reason at a time, okay? So, tip number 3 is to think of all the questions your customers or prospects ask you. For example, they may ask about the products or application or warranty terms or opening times. whatever it is, if people are already asking this from you, it is very likely that there are others thinking the same thing, right? So keep an, let's say, open list of questions from which you can draw this inspiration. Another option, of course, is to use Google and see what people are searching for. Or you can go to answerthatpublic.com to see what people are searching for around your industry online, right? So tip number 4 is not to reinvent the wheel every month or year. It is totally okay to repurpose a piece of content that you shared a year ago, maybe, or maybe even a couple of weeks ago or months ago, because people do not see every single thing that you put out. And even if they do, I can promise you that they will not mind being reminded of an important topic. The 5th tip I have is to share what your customers are saying about you, or what you do on a daily basis with your customers. You can ask for recommendations, or you can share case studies, of course. For example, share that you hosted a successful workshop with a client from X industry, and the biggest takeaway was, again, X, right? So tip number 6 is to link content to holidays, such as Father's Day, or the first day of spring, or it can be something, I don't know, silly, like the International Ice Cream Day. So there's a lot of ideas around the world. Tip number 7 is to share behind the scenes of your everyday work, because people are curious. Share content about your employees, about your team rituals, about your production processes, so on. You know, the things that seem normal and maybe boring for you can be very exciting for those who are not, let's say, involved in the industry every day. And when you think of prospects, then showing personality will definitely add credibility. You know, they will trust you more. So there you have it. 7 simple tips that make this content creation a bit easier, I hope. So just to recap, start by creating a content calendar. Create one big piece of content that you can divide into smaller pieces. Start answering questions that your prospects are having. Repurpose content. Share your customer stories. Link your content to holidays, and share what is happening behind the scenes. So I really hope that it was a little bit helpful for you. In the next quick tips episode, Laura will walk you through the process of creating a simple content plan that helps you get more organized. So I hope you join this one too. Until next time, take care.
That's all we've got for this episode of the Powerful Marketing Tips podcast. Make sure to link up with us at our free monthly international mastermind event. Just go to powerful-marketers.com/mastermind for registration. And one thing that would really help us and other new potential listeners is if you would rate this show and leave a comment wherever you tune in to listen. Until next time, take care.